let's talk Chris Woakes. Well, if Rob Key was brutal about the demotion of Ollie Pope as vice captain and the promotion of Harry Brook, then how would we describe what he had to say about Chris Woakes?
It's been as tough a time for someone, I think, in cricketing terms. The timing of it, as much as anything else, and the chance of reoccurrence for the immediate future for Chris Woakes. So it was he was running out of time to be ready for the start of the Ashes. And then once you get out of an Ashes series, you're often looking at the next cycle, really. So Chris Woakes isn't in our plans at the minute.
There you go. That's England's managing director of men's cricket, Rob Key, talking about Chris Woakes. Gee whiz, I would have liked to have seen him given at least a metaphorical lap of honour, or at least a thank you. I know it's a tough game, but his final contribution in an England shirt, Harmy, was to hobble down the steps at the Oval with his arm in a sling. A very, very dramatic exit, but I think he deserved a bit better.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he deserved a bit better. Hanging on for an Ashes call up, possibly was it the right thing to take him to Australia? I think I would have took him. I think I would have took him more from an experience point of view. Whether he's fit enough or not, that's a different scenario altogether. Rob said, I'm not sure. Did Rob say that he had spoke to him about the Oval being his last Test match? I might have heard that wrong. But I look at it, I look at it, and he did mention something about the Oval Test match. It might have been thinking that this might have been his last one. Whether he's fit enough to go to Australia, that's a different talking point altogether. But I would have took him to Australia. You got to remember as well, England haven't named a bowling coach yet. I think there are a couple of members down of their backroom staff going into that Ashes series. Tim Southee's not going to be with them in the Ashes. So having an experienced bowler like Chris Woakes, even though he might only play in the day-night game Brisbane Test match, or if something happened to Ben Stokes, I still think his experience around there might have been of assistance rather than a hindrance, than having an experienced player on tour that you're not going to play. If that was going to be his last Test match, and if England knew that they weren't going to take him to Australia, I think a tap on the shoulder on the eve of that Oval Test match against India might have been the best thing to do, and say, look, Chris, I'm sorry, but you aren't up for Ashes selection. We've decided that we're not going to take you to Australia. If you want to make a decision, then go for it, which would be Stuart Broad style. I'm Andrew Flintoff. I'm gonna have a lap of honour around the Oval and say thank you very much to the English public who have supported me well and who have served very, very well. So it just leaves a little bit of a bitter taste that Chris Woakes' last involvement, somebody who has been the big brother to a hell of a lot of people in English cricket when they've represented the Three Lions, and the person that England who have, he's sat and waited in the wings so long for Broad and Anderson to retire. His last hurrah in English cricket is walking out with a sling on. I don't think that fits the career of Chris Woakes for me in international cricket. I think he deserved a little bit better.